Hi, my name is Ed Melton. I would like to talk to you today about the three dimensions to the spiritual gifts. We serve one God in three persons, the Holy Trinity. 1 Corinthians 12, verses 4 through 6 says, "There are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. There are diversities of ministry, but the same Lord. And there are diversities of activities, but it is the same God." We're going to look at all three aspects of the gifts. First, we're going to look at the gifts of the Spirit. 1 Corinthians 12, 7 through 11, it says, "But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to each one for the profit of all. For to one is given the word of wisdom through the Spirit, to another the word of knowledge through the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another gifts of healing by that same Spirit, to another working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits, to another different kinds of tongues, and to another interpretation of tongues. But one and the same Spirit works all of these things, distributing to each one as he wills." These are the gifts of the Holy Spirit. These gifts are wisdom, knowledge, faith, healing, miracles, prophecy, tongues, and interpretation of tongues. The second are the gifts of the Son, Jesus. Ephesians 4, 7 through 11, "But to each one of us grace was given according to a measure of Christ's gifts. Therefore, he says, when he ascended on high, he led captivity captive and gave them gifts." Let's look at verse 11, where it says, "And he himself gave some to be apostles, prophets, evangelists, shepherds or pastors, and teachers." These gifts of Jesus are in fact people. And these gifts also come in different stages of maturity. As we grow in him, we'll get stronger in these gifts as we exercise them. The third one is the gift of the Father. Romans 12, 6 through 8. It says, "Having then gifts offering according to the grace that is given to us, let us use them in prophecy. If prophecy, let us prophesy in proportion to our faith. Or ministry, let us use it in our ministering. He who teaches in teaching, he who exhorts in exhortation, and he who gives with liberality, he will lead. With diligence, he who shows mercy will be cheerfulness." The gifts of the Father are perceiving, serving, teaching, encouraging, giving, and leading, and mercy. Romans 12, verse 2, "And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove the good and acceptable and perfect will of God." These gifts that God gives us come from offering ourselves as a sacrifice to him. And as we do that, we are doing what God has called us to do in his perfect will, to be used by these gifts. Thank you.